Welcome to another Tesla investor video here on Wolf of Dubai. Now, before we diving into the video, I want to show you something very fascinating. Now, it's 1900 and if you're looking into this picture, you will see that there's lots and lots of horses. This is actually a picture, a real picture in 1900, and this is a picture made in New York City on the Fifth Avenue. Now you see a lot of horses and there is one car in all of this picture. Now this is a picture taking where just the car was becoming a mainstream item and product, and therefore you just have seen a one in like thousands of horses around. But let's take a look into the second picture. Now here, this is 1913, so 13 years later, the exact same street, we are still in New York City on the Fifth Avenue, and you see all cars except one horse. So you see just in 13 short years, the car reinvented how we mobilize ourselves and also really changed it in no time. A product, horses that we use for transportation for thousands of years, was just replaced within 13 years. And I think very, very deeply and most convinced that the same will happen with ICE cars by electric cars taken over, and also not only electric cars but also autonomous cars. So herewith, let's start with the vlog.
Wolf of Dubai.
So today I would like to talk with you about the Tesla stock, because it was just a huge run up to $550, $570 per share, and soon we should hit the $600 mark. Now, there is a couple of investors that jumped the boat and went into the stock, and there's a couple of guys that are inside since the summer, and there are guys that are already since a long time or for the long time. Now, I categorize, or the categorization of time periods of investors is actually three categories, which we will discuss today. So for once, we have the short-term investors. Now the horizon of the short-term investors, maybe it's just a couple of days or months that, you know, they heard something, they jumped on the news, they saw the chart is breaking out, so they jump in and went out for the weekend. So these are the, you know, day traders as well. Then we have the medium or mid-term period investors, which jump and stays a couple of weeks, maybe months. This is something that I categorize those people that maybe jumped in the summer, that saw that opportunity of 178 stock price and thought, okay, this stock will go at least to 200, 220. So there's like a 50% or 60% chance over the last couple of months. And they said, you know, this opportunity, I will go in. Or they saw the news, they saw the new product, they saw the China gigafactory, and they saw the potential in that, and then jumped that and stayed for the couple of months until there's the news about the China factory, and this helped them to gain their portfolio. And then of course, this is moi. This is me. For example, I'm a long-term investor in Tesla. This means I'm holding the stock at least for this whole technology to come to fruition over the next couple of years. I'm thinking at least to hold the stock for 5, 10, maybe 15 years. Let's see how the ride will take us along. You know, lots of profits could be made last year, and I think this will continue with time. I just saw a great video about innovation in technology. This is actually the beginning scene, what I'm talking about, that innovation comes every now and then, and Tesla is doing and making this happening. Because think about it, that at some point with autonomy and Tesla cars and electric vehicles and robo-taxis, it will be cheaper than purchasing a $50,000, $60,000 car, rather taking the monthly $100 monthly subscription to move around, and it will be available for so many thousands of new groups in the world, and people who are now using the train or other public transportations like the bus can then take the Tesla subscription, which will be cheaper than anything else to drive around and have mobility. Now let's dive into the 3 investor types in detail and what you should do. So the short-term investors just jumped in a couple of days ago, or he's trading the trends and he saw maybe in the news that there is an opportunity to make money on Tesla stock. Now the most important thing, if you are just short-term there, you had some gains, maybe 5, 10, 15% or even more, and I'm thinking, you know, the story of Tesla is not so interesting, or I see different future for Tesla, then the best thing for you as short-term investor is definitely to secure your profits. How you do it? By stop loss. Now imagine the following: if you bought at 300 and the stock went up to almost 600, you made 100% profit. Now to secure that, I would put maybe the stop loss just, you know, under 600, let's say 550 or 525, just to secure if the stock goes under that, you know, just go out with a profit. And when the stock further goes up, you just set the stop loss just below that new number. So whenever it goes down or having a correction, or there's a market pullback, or, you know, just a small break from all this bull market atmosphere, then this is the best what you can do. Now, if you're a medium-term investor and are in Tesla already, or for the next couple of months, just to see, okay, what will happen next, how the sales in China will move forward, how the sales of the Model Y will contribute to this company, and then maybe in summer I will sell all the stock, or in autumn or something. So I believe the best strategy for you as a medium-term investor is actually to think about to become a long-term investor. Now, I had this similar thinking about a couple of stocks already in the past, where, you know, you are thinking that, you know, oh, I will wait for this next 2-3 months. Oh, then I will wait for the next earnings. Then I wait for the next product. Oh, they just announced that. I will wait until this hit the market, and then I pull back and save all my profits. Now, you never can time the market. So actually, this is something very naive to think to go out in the right time. But think about to become a long-term Tesla investor. There's a huge potential into this company becoming the $1 trillion company with some successful products like the Model Y, like the new models from China that will be even smaller. Maybe I call it the Model XS. So let's see which name they come up with. Maybe it will be the Cyber Mini, also possible. However, there's so much going on. Also with autonomy will totally change the game out there, and Tesla is doing so much right things that, for example, there's the battery chemicals, which is the, you know, Panasonic or LG Chem. Then there's the battery cell production and the battery pack production, where, you know, all of this major things except the, you know, chemistry and putting the chemicals together, Tesla is all manufacturing this by its own, which is a huge leap. You know, other car manufacturers are outsourcing this important part, the battery, from their cars. So this would be something like Daimler would not produce their own engines. They would buy it off the shelf or something where they partnered with and put just the car together. So really not the DNA of being a car manufacturer. And this is changing with EV, and this will be the most important part. And there's also coming a very big day for Tesla in a couple of months. I just saw an interview with Elon Musk where he confirmed that in a couple of months he will have a battery investor day where he will show the public what will happen with Maxwell, with a company that producing new battery tech, and this will help Tesla batteries a lot, and this will be a huge push into a totally new era. And if you are a long-term investor, welcome on board, because this is what I am. I'm invested in Tesla a couple of times already over the last couple of months and years, and I'm staying for the long term. You know, you can you know, with a good picked stock like Tesla, I believe if the long-term goals will be achieved, then you can have a 10 banger, 20 banger. This means your money can times 10, times 20 over the next couple of years. And this is, what I'm thinking will happen with the stock. We saw it in the past when Apple, Microsoft, all these tech companies came out with a product, and with product that people love, that the stock price and the company will follow. And with all these other attributes that playing a role in Tesla, like the CEO Elon Musk as a genius, the culture in Tesla, to making it fast, to make it different, to think about out of the box. The products are really beautiful, and there's so much mouth propaganda, so they don't have to spend even millions of marketing budgets that have to convince people about how good the product is, because the product speaks for itself. Therefore, I believe this is the best from all three options to be a long-term investor, and I hope that you can join the board as a long-term investor, and I hope this helped you a bit to find out what to do now with your Tesla stock. And fasten your seatbelts, because the ride just started.